Hello, everybody. Welcome to the beginning episode and season of the Fortify Frenzy podcast. And today, we are going to be talking about theories about around the world and everything else that I feel like, in my opinion, that these are my theories. Some of them are from online, some of them are from completely different areas. And if it triggers you about politics, anything or any shape or form that can trigger anything about politics, about the war, and all that kind of stuff, you can leave. But viewer discretion has been advised to the YouTube gods out there. I call them YouTube gods because they use AI that does too damn much. But so in today's podcast, we're going to be talking about um, theories about the world and stuff like that, and what's going to possibly be happening. This is just my opinion. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is like recently that there is like footage out there that I've noticed that I have seen like clips of like Vladimir Putin and all that stuff doing like these hand signals, like these weird signals or whatever, like him standing up apparently, or like standing up for like not even a millisecond, sitting right back down or adjusting himself in the seat, apparently means to protect or something like that, and like other things with like certain signals to make people to have his guards or whatever leave the area or something like that. There are all like people were like also commenting about this stuff on Instagram, stating that it's like they keep making memes about it, but this is like serious stuff, obviously, because back then Vladimir had to use those signals a lot because of people had tried to or were going towards him like in a threatening manner, and his guards don't even pay attention most of the time. And how I realized that was because most of the time they're in a whole different corner, and then they do other things. But also, like this is what I'm also am trying to figure out myself too. Has like people ever realized that like after the fact, like during that time, people have thought like Charlie Kirk and the others, Dave, people have always targeted Charlie Kirk for absolutely no reason. Women believed that he was like saying stuff like abortions were okay and stuff like that, when he has said that mistakes can be turned into good things. And like there's this one clip that I've watched, like if this was like recorded, I would have had most of this censored out, but I'm going to not talk, like I'm not going to say the full word. But there was a theory going around stating that Charlie Kirk secretly um didn't like how men are women and stuff like that, and and always had women, and apparently encouraged women to get an abortion, when there was not one time he has said anything about it. There was a clip out there that states that this one woman said that she was R-word by her dad, which caused her to have a kid, even though that that was bad. Though the woman still kept the kid because she didn't believe in abortion. And as a transgender individual, I feel like abortions is not good, especially because you're practically getting rid of life that God created. And they always have said that, like, oh, they don't get rid of the kid like that. You have to get the kid aboard, get an abortion before they even turn into a tiny, like, a, before they turn into a baby and stuff. And like, in my opinions and stuff like that, I don't believe in abortion for a lot of reasons. And people can go in and disagree with me all they want, but, like, in my opinion, if it was a mistake, then make it a good part of your life instead of trying to get rid of it. Just like women, they fool around and do too damn much, and then they go and get pregnant and they get an abortion. And in my, like, I've always had heard from people that if you do something that can cause something, then don't do it and then get rid of it. Just like I'm practically am saying is that if you fuck guys and expect you're not going to get pregnant, and then you get pregnant and get an abortion almost every single time. I have There's this one girl that I don't even talk to anymore. This one girl that I used to be friends with always had this thing where she talked about always wanting to have a kid. And her boyfriend managed to get her a kid, and guess what ended up happening? She got an abortion because of she did not want a kid, because she apparently heard that she had to attend to the kid every single day. She had to take care of the kid, and where her boyfriend was always working all the time, she didn't trust her family with her kid, with anybody, even including her friends. She said that I'm not going to have my family watch my kid because they didn't watch me when I was a kid. So, which caused a bunch of backlash to a lot of people, and, like, including all of my friends. Almost every bit of my friends that were friends with her did not like her for that. And they were like, and she was like, well, why do you all now hate me since I got an abortion? Well, I told her that, well, if you don't want to have a kid, then don't have sex, and then go and have a kid then, and then wait for like 6 weeks until after you find out you're pregnant, and then get an abortion. Like, because this is another thing that I'm more confused about, is that I have been, like, this girl that I was friends with always had this stubborn, like, tone with almost everybody, and was always getting in a lot of trouble, getting involved with a lot of guys and shit. And then next thing you know, that happens. She has a kid, and then boom, she gets an abortion. Like, I believed that time that was her third abortion. And even then, now, where Donald Trump had signed an order where that if a mistake happens to you as a minor, they cannot get an abortion. Which, in my opinion, I don't totally agree with, because some parts of the abortion laws I don't really agree with. But I do agree with, like, trying to make them as a part of a good life instead of and basically murdering the kid. You basically are murdering a kid. Just like there were like theories out there stating that like this was all circulated back in 2004, even way before I was even born. People were stating that Michael Jackson was a child predator and he raped kids when there was no proof that he did, just because of one girl said something about it, and it quickly got shut down because of, like, even the FBI went in and searched around the house and found nothing that could make Michael Jackson that. And like, and it's just funny that like people think that Michael Jackson overdosed when he didn't. His doctor killed him. His doctor gave him medication for him to sleep at night, and that medication that he was given is actually now known as a deadly opioid. Like, you cannot, like, I think what happened was that the doctor gave him too much milligrams of the medication, and he got in and he accidentally overdosed on it. But people stated that he overdosed because of too much backlash or whatever. Like the time that Michael Jackson was being harassed and threatened online because apparently people found out that he was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein back in the day. And yeah, he was hanging out with them, but that doesn't, and then this is just my opinion. There are some people in the Epstein files that did not even got involved with stuff like that, and they're getting threatened a lot to this day. Like this one lady, she was working with this one guy, and it was her boss, and it turned out that he was on the Epstein files, and people in that job started quitting because they didn't want to be around a child predator, apparently. Yeah, but I'm going to sit here and tell y'all this right now. Between 2017 to 2018, wait, actually, hold on a minute. If I think correctly, between 2009 to 2018, before Epstein was put in jail, all of us between at that time frame may have, this is everybody's standards, all of us have been in a game with Epstein once or twice in our lifetime, and we never knew. And another thing that I want to state is that if anybody knows the Island Boys, Jeffrey Epstein is their father, and no one did not know that for a long time. Because everybody started to ask the Island Boys if he knew Jeffrey Epstein, and the girl that he was with at the time said yes, and one of the Island Boys showed that girl a family photo with Jeffrey Epstein, and it was him as a child, and he admitted that that was his father. So we have an actual streamer that is involved with the Epstein files, apparently, and where they released another file of the Epstein files, and that there's a theory out there right now, and I want to be saying that a lot during this podcast, but there is a video out there that I believe is fake. I don't believe believe that the president will go in and say something. But he was told to sign in order to release the next part of the Epstein files. And it involved Trump in it. And Trump refused and threatened that if a war started, he's going to bring this country down with him if he dies. And it doesn't seem right though, because because Trump, before Trump became the president, he was an actor. He acted in Home Alone. If no one didn't know, in Home Alone, I think it was one or two, Donald Trump was playing in it. And no one did not know because no one didn't realize it. But in the Epstein files, it shows that apparently Donald Trump was taking little girls with Epstein and was doing stuff to the girls. And a lot of people that are Trump lovers, they like Trump and support Trump, go in and state that's not true. People are wanting to lie about Trump, but in reality, it's true though. Trump, actually, people say that Trump left acting, but he got fired from acting because he was accused. He was accused of such things, which, in my opinion, it like, I believe that the theories about Trump is true because of why is he refusing to be impeached? People are stating that this next election could cause Donald Trump to lose his spot in office. And I do wish, though, that does happen because he almost committed a war crime. And especially there's apparently evidence of him doing what he did in the Epstein files out there. And it's funny that he keeps running away from it. After when the Epstein files fully got into effect, he kept refusing to get impeached. Then the government shut down. If he quit funding the government, then now there's a theory out there stating that he rigged the election by paying upon thousands of people to vote for him as president. And in my opinion, I feel like it was rigged. Because he kept stating that Joe Biden's votes were rigged. And yes, and there's even a theory out there that states that Joe Biden was a predator. Which, at the time when Joe Biden became president, I was already 18 when he became president. And I don't even have a voter's registration right now because I don't want to vote because I have the right to not vote. And the reason why I don't want to vote because it could actually bring me closer if they ever do drafts again. They would immediately put me in the draft. And actually they're planning on getting rid of any restrictions. Trump is planning on to, apparently there's a theory out there that Trump is apparently going to try to make this next draft where there's no restrictions on it except people with disabilities, like where they can't walk or have autism and shit. The last draft that we had was during World War II. And during that time, families that parents that do not have nobody in their family. Like, I mean, it has to be either the mom or the dad that has never went to the military, and if there's only one boy in there, the son is not allowed to be put at war. They can request to be put in there, and they can join, but they are not allowed to be forced to be in draft. And Trump is planning on getting rid of that, supposedly. And now the main question that a lot of people have asked me with like with these theories of the Holy War, that what other people are calling it. Hell, I'm even calling it the Holy War. Why is it being called the Holy War? It's because we're at war with the God's people. And it's dumbfounded that Trump decided to bomb Iran again, which caused the reason why we're at war with Iran was because of we bombed Iran to the point where the whatever you call them, like the leader up there, died because of the explosion of the bombing, which caused a war between us and Iran. And it were and the funny part was that didn't you all know Ukraine won the war once with Russia, but then Russia starts to bomb Ukraine again to cause another war, but now China and I think one other country is involved with it. Because there has to at least be 6 countries from one from each continent. So if there was ever any war in North America, South America, Africa, um, Egypt, Asia, and Australia, like the people said that if 3 countries went at war, we'll be at World War III. The funny part was that during World War II, Germany decided to cause a war with the Jews, which caused almost everybody in almost every country to bomb Germany. And people say that the reason why war ended was because of, I'm not going to say the name, killed himself, which wasn't true. They surrendered because almost 8 countries were destroying their area and did not want to involve with it anymore, which caused the war to end. But what I'm more confused about is that we are the second most strongest country in the world. We have a base in South Korea. We have a base in U.S. Arab area. We have one in. I think we have one in. I don't really remember, but we have around 6 or 7 different bases and in different countries. And where Iran has bombed one of our bases, we went completely at war with Iran because we jumped in to save Islam. And it's weird that because we jumped in to try to save Islam, but then Iran starts bombing us because we intervened. So we bombed Iran again, and it killed their leader, which caused us to be put in a holy war. And people think, and I believe this because I read the Bible and I go to church and stuff like that. I believe that this is the end. Because it does state in the Bible, and this is in my own words, because sometimes where I have short term memory loss, I can't remember most of the words in the book. And in my words, basically, God just basically says, don't mess with the holy people, or it's the end. And there are even people out there that don't believe in God. That's their choice. But one day when Jesus comes back to during the end of the world, those non-believers will become believers. They will. There were apparently families out there that said that they had ancestors that met Jesus, and I believe it. My papa told me that his dad, which is my great, I think it would have been my great grandfather, told my papa, no, I think it would be my great great grandfather, told my papa that his ancestors passed on from generation to generation, that they from I think it was their great 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 somewhere during the prehistoric times that they talked to Jesus, and I believe it. My ancestors talked to Jesus probably. And a lot of people have always have theorized that, and I've always have asked this myself, that why does people not believe that Adam and Eve is our first ancestor? Which technically, yes, they are. But technically, God and Jesus are our ancestors, which is our leader of the whole world. It's funny that people state that, hey, Jesus ain't real. Hey, people that believe in Jesus should go to hell or some shit. Then why the fuck would you say they should go to hell if you do not believe in Jesus? In my opinion, I don't get it at all. I don't get with anything that these motherfuckers are saying. I believe that people say shit like that should get bent over by God to where they will believe. My papa told me that when he was younger, he didn't believe Jesus until out of nowhere, he got bent over by his knees and saw Jesus in his own eyes. And he started to believe. It's crazy that how these there's even another theory that caused a whole widespread of panic, and that somebody stated that Jesus Christ came to them and told them that the world is ending in a day. The next day comes, nothing happens. And then they state that Jesus told him that, well, I got the calendar wrong or something, and said a whole different day that it was going to happen between September to December of last year. Nothing happened. And the guy got arrested for it because it caused a whole wide span of panic and people thinking that it's happening. Jesus will not tell anybody if the world is ending. He will tell everyone that believes in him. Even the ones that don't believe him, believe in Jesus. Jesus will go and tell everybody seconds before it starts. Not a day early or anything like that. And another theory that people have speculated was the 9/11 attack. Anybody that was born around was was old enough to have experienced the 2001 attack of 9/11. Theories were stated that they have read and quoted that the government planned 9/11. It was a conspiracy theory. And conspiracy could mean that it is true. Like there is like people state that they're in the Urban Dictionary, conspiracy theory means it was something that actually happened. Just like the Big Bang Theory. People state that the Big Bang Theory happened years ago. And there was no Big Bang Theory. They even made movies of it because, yeah, and like another thing I do wanted to talk about, because I've been wanting to ask this, and if anybody that has actually at all watches this, and if there's a comment section, go and ask any questions that you all have, that you all want me to look up and answer in my own words, because I'm wanting to be able to see myself high in like podcasting, like things that people do nowadays. And people even speculated that Charlie Kirk's assassination was planned by the government. People state that The JFK assassination was a theory. And even then, even goes way back whenever the Civil War ended. People speculated that Abraham Lincoln's assassination was planned. Back then, there wasn't really a government back then. But it's more confusing, and I want to say one more like theory that I that I am I'm curious about, and I don't know if it could be true or not. It could be one way or the other. That there, and then I want to end the podcast there. There's a theory stating that the West Coast War is going to go over to the US to cause World War III, and that everybody would not be safe because at that point a nuclear war could happen. And there's even a question that I was just asked right here on my Discord page because they've seen my live stream. Would World War III be like what it was before? Or what the previous wars where people surrendered? I think in World War One, nobody surrendered. In World War Two, they surrendered. And if World War Three ever happened, it'll be neither, in my opinion. Because once when either one of us bomb any area, it'll be nuclear war at that point. Because if we hit any nuclear base, we're at nuclear war. And you know what's the funniest part is guys? There's every day, and I'm only saying this, I've been hearing fighter jets, like military jets, over my house for the past couple of days. And and I don't know if it's just me, but like, this war is supposed to be serious, chat. It's supposed to be serious. And a lot of people aren't taking it that serious and is like trying to make it like a laugh for it. But I'm gonna end my podcast here, everybody. YouTube, if you're doing like a review of this live stream, I have said in the beginning that viewer discretion has been advised. Politics and any other forms of Democratic or Republican talk will be talked in this video, include in this live stream, including um criminal things and stuff like that. And that if it triggers anybody, I have declared them that they are willing to leave. And if they don't want to leave, that's up to them.